Last time I went into detail about many Kickstarter horror stories and how a lot of the projects don't always go according to plan, but then I got to thinking about all the cool things crowdfunding has given us over the years. So today I'm back again to count down my picks for the top 5 Kickstarter successes. Over the years, there have been plenty of Kickstarter campaigns for unknown artists to create their films, and while a good portion of them turn out to be terrible or don't even get funded in the first place, in the case of a short film named Innocente, that couldn't be further from the case. This documentary followed the life of a 15-year-old homeless, undocumented girl in California that has dreams of becoming an artist. This story seemed to resonate with many because the film was able to raise its $50,000 goal to complete the project and start up a website for the documentary. After the film was completed, it was nominated for an Oscar as the Best Documentary Short Film, and later ended up winning that award, making it the first Kickstarter project ever to do so. And seeing how crowdfunding is becoming the new standard for many indie filmmakers, I don't see it being the last. While smartwatches now just seem like another piece of technology all the big companies make, back in 2012 the idea of a truly smart watch that you can interact with on your wrist was, for the most part, a fairly new and novel concept. And at the front of this new market was Pebble, a startup that wanted to make smartwatches the next big thing. With the pitch of their product being plenty of fitness apps, notifications, and a long battery life, many bought into the company's enthusiasm, with it raising an astounding $10 million. And following the release of the Pebble, other companies such as Apple created their own smartwatch to compete. But the Pebble has always been able to hold its own against the competition. In 2015, the now bigger tech company went back to Kickstarter for a second round of funding, with the perks including a new and improved smartwatch, and this time they made over $20 million from their efforts. At this point, I don't think anyone can doubt that Pebble has grown a sizable fan base for their devices. Veronica Mars was a television show that ran in the mid-2000s for 3 seasons, where Kristen Bell plays Veronica, a young private eye working for her dad on cases in the small town of Neptune. While critics and many fans loved the show, it unfortunately didn't get high enough ratings to receive a 4th season, with the series ending on a cliffhanger. Since Veronica Mars went off the air, it has built a large cult following who desperately wanted to see what happened next to these characters, and the show's creator Rob Thomas agreed and wanted to make a movie, but unfortunately was having trouble getting the film financed. To prove that there was demand for a movie catching up with our favorite Neptune High School students, he went to Kickstarter asking fans to back the movie if they really wanted to see it made. And the project ended up receiving over $5 million, proving that the film had an audience. With the money he was able to raise, Rob started work, with the final film coming out the very next year, with much praise from fans happy to see these characters again after all these years. And without crowdfunding, this movie may have never seen the light of day. Ever since people got their hands on the Virtual Boy in the 1990s, gamers all across the globe have been clamoring for a true virtual reality device that didn't include headache-inducing red and black graphics, and that is exactly what the team was intending with the Oculus Rift. The pitch for the Oculus was simple, a virtual reality headset that actually worked well and was made with gamers in mind, and that pitch was enough for them to raise almost $2.5 million to get the first version of their product out to the world. Since the Oculus Rift, other companies have now started getting into the VR space, with many YouTubers making reaction videos with these devices, along with many developers starting to design experiences specifically for this new and exciting technology. The device had done so well that in 2014 it caught the eye of Facebook, who would go on to purchase the entire company in a $2 billion deal. While some may complain that the backers didn't get a cut of that money, others will point out that Oculus had given all the perks promised, and that the main goal of most tech startups is to sell to a bigger company for a massive payday. So what will the future be for virtual reality? Well, I guess we'll just have to wait and find out. It seems like ever so often when an indie game developer starts a Kickstarter, we wind up being disappointed because the final product ends up being nowhere near as fun as what was pitched to us during the crowdfunding campaign. But every once in a while, we get a game from Kickstarter that not only meets, but passes our expectations. And of course, I'm talking about Shovel Knight. Yacht Club Games was founded by former WayForward employees who wanted to create a brand new 8-bit style platformer paying homage to series such as Mega Man, where you must travel through levels and fight monsters with your trusty shovel. With the $300,000 the team raised, they continued work. And instead of spending the money on, I don't know, moving expenses or giving huge sums to artists without telling them what they had to do in exchange for it, they actually built one of the most highly acclaimed games of that year. Critics and fans alike praised Yacht Club Games for designing one of the most thoughtful, fun, and entertaining platformers they have played in a long time, with the character becoming so popular that it is now getting its own amiibo. Pushing aside any cynicism that you may have about crowdfunding, instances like Shovel Knight show that good can come from the platform. Well, there you have my picks for the top 5 Kickstarter successes, and if you haven't already, you could check out last week's video about Kickstarter disasters, and also please feel free to subscribe. Also, if there's any other Kickstarter campaigns that you backed and thought went really well, please feel free to share them in the comments below. I would love to hear. So until next time, thanks for watching.